Hello, welcome to my photo studio and to ProPhotoLife.com. If you're a fan of Strobist.com, and really, who isn't, you may already have a setup just like this, with your shoe-mounted strobe, an adapter, a light stand, and an umbrella. This is a great setup for location. It gives you a lot of power and flexibility, and it really maximizes the investment you already have in your flash equipment. Today I'd like to introduce you to the equipment we use in our photo studio. I'll show you various things from strobes to light modifiers to light stands, how we choose what it is that we purchase, and how the different features on each thing work. So let's talk studio strobe systems. There really are two basic design types. There's the separate pack and separate head system and the monolight system, where the power pack and the head are built into each individual unit. With this setup, we have one central power pack. It stores all of the energy, and then it can distribute it on this particular unit to up to 6 different strobe heads that are plugged in. All the controls are done from this one central point, varying the power output to all of those strobe heads. That's an advantage. A disadvantage is that if the power goes out in this power pack, then I've lost power to all 6 strobe heads. With the monolight system, we're duplicating the power pack and the strobe head in each setup. That means that if something does fail, then we're only out that one light unit. Everything else continues to function. A disadvantage is that power must be controlled independently. You're running around. If you have lights in hard-to-reach places, it's not as convenient as controlling it all from this one central point. In operation, though, the basic accessories and controls are just the same. So from here on out, we're going to be concentrating on the monolight. This is a bare monolight unit. Some of the basic features found on the monolights are the ability to turn the model lamp on and off and to vary the output of the model lamp. What that does, it's a regular tungsten bulb, well, special tungsten bulb, but it approximates the quality of light that you're going to get from the flash tube when the flash fires. You can also steplessly change the power output of the strobe unit. So let me give it a small flash. Then, seamlessly, over an 8-stop range, I can continue to increase, decrease the power. And then here are those controls. Model lamp on, off, model lamp power output, and then the strobe unit output. Here's a closer look at the circular flash tube and the modeling lamp. When handling any bulb like this, I always use cloth or a paper towel to prevent moisture from getting on the bulb and possibly shortening the life. Here we see the flash tube. There are 2 different varieties of flash tubes that are generally available for strobe units. For this particular model, there's available a UV and a non-UV flash tube. The non-UV tube, or the old-timers call them gold tubes, are a little bit yellow in color and a little bit warmer. We have both on hand. We use them for a little bit different purposes. Another cool feature of the studio strobe is the ability to accept accessories. All different strobes use different kind of bayonet or locking mounts. This particular one has a clip at the bottom, and I can put on a 7-inch reflector. That's pretty much the universal reflector. It's what we use with an umbrella. For a little bit more focused light, and to throw the light a little bit further, we can use an 11-inch reflector. It's really the 7-inch that comes standard with most units and what is used most often. And it accepts, generally speaking, the widest variety of accessories, like grid spots. A grid spot is a honeycomb-shaped light modifier that directs light to a certain angle of beam. This is a 40-degree grid spot. The light emanating from the strobe will be 40 degrees wide. Then we have a really tight one with tiny, tiny little pattern. That's a 10-degree grid spot. It's not uncommon and probably most economical to buy grid spots in a set of 4. Here you see a 10-degree, a 20-degree, a 30-degree, and a 40-degree grid spot that were all packaged together from the manufacturer. And though I'm referring to the smaller reflector as being most common, you can get it in a large size. This looks to be around 18 inches, and you can get a matching grid spot for that reflector also. Another light modifier is this beauty dish, which is a large diameter white reflector. Instead of letting the strobe light come straight through, though, it has a baffle that redirects the light into the dish, filling it with light and creating a much softer light. To take it one step further, you can also add diffusion material to the front of the beauty dish. I call it the lunch lady because it reminds me of the lunch lady's hairnet. Umbrellas are also often used as light modifiers. They slip in a hole through the reflector, go through the light unit, and are held in place with the clamp. This is a white umbrella. It's probably the most common type of umbrella. As you see, it has a black lining on the outside, it's white on the inside, and the light is bounced into it and then back onto the subject. This particular umbrella may also be used as a shoot-through umbrella, which further diffuses the light. The black outer cover can be taken off, and then, rather than bouncing the light into the umbrella, we shoot through it. Now here's that same umbrella with the black outer cover removed, and it's in position as a shoot-through with the strobe light coming through the umbrella at me. There's a third type of umbrella that's not used as often. It's a silver-lined umbrella. It reflects more light, so you utilize more of the strobe power, but it's also a bit harsher. The white umbrellas are what's generally used. Well, that's it for part 1. I hope it was a help. In part 2, we'll be looking at different styles of light stands, what to look for when purchasing a softbox, and how to handle a boom stand without hurting yourself or someone else. I'll see you in part 2.